Welcome back everybody to the daily racing show here at RacePlazaMedia, and today we'll be talking about the Superbike World Championship. Let's get into it. As always on the channel, when we're taking a look at a new series, we're going to break it down for you guys, what, when, where, and everything else that you need to know to start watching the series. What is the Superbike World Championship? The Superbike World Championship is a motorcycle racing championship that was founded in 1988, and it consists of 12 rounds. And each motorcycle used in the championships are tuned versions of motorcycles that are for sale to the public. The way one round is structured is that you have on Friday, you have 2 free practice sessions. On Saturday, you have another free practice session. Then you have the Super Pole event, which is a 25-minute, essentially qualifying race. And then you have race 1. And then on Sunday, you have a 15-minute warm-up. And then you have the Super Pole race, which is a 10-lap sprint race, and then you have race 2. For transparency reasons, I did want to bring up that the Superbike World Championship actually has 2 subcategories, which is the World SSP 300 and the World SSP. You can kind of imagine it if you've never watched the Superbike World Championship, kind of like Formula 1 has Formula 2 and Formula 3. You could kind of view it as the same way. However, going forward, through this video, I will be mainly talking about the Superbike World Championship, so quote unquote the main event of every race weekend. Now, moving on, when is the Superbike World Championship starting? It is starting on February 23rd, 2024 in Australia at the Grand Ridge Raceway. Where can you watch the Superbike World Championship? So you can either watch it, of course, in person for this upcoming race in Australia. I wasn't able to find out how much ticket prices are, but I checked, for example, for the Portugal race later this year that is happening. Tickets are $70 for all 3 days, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you also have to keep in mind, not only get to watch the Superbike World Championship, but you also get to see the World SSP 300 and the World SSP guys racing. So you get a lot of racing for just 70 euros. However, if you're not able, like me, to attend the races in person, where else can you watch it? So you can either sign up for their subscription service where you can watch all events, so that means free practice, Super Pole race, and all races for 69.90 euros per year. But if you don't feel like spending any money, NBC Motorsports does cover highlights of the races on their YouTube channel. And as always, in videos like this, I like to share some information that I came across in my research about the Superbike Championship that I think are interesting to know and worthy to share. So let's get into that. So first things first, the Superbike Championship has actually 5 manufacturers. So you have BMW, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, and the current constructor and riders champion, Ducati. They won last year's championship with the rider Alvaro Bautista, and he won on his Panigale V4R. I looked up some numbers about the bike itself. However, I do believe the numbers that I came across are for the bike when you buy it from a dealership and not the tuned up version for the Superbike Championship. However, I think the numbers are still very, very impressive, so I figured I'd share those with you guys as well. So we have from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds, and top speed is about 300 kilometers an hour. So that's very, very fast, and they are whipping those around the track. I also wanted to go over with you guys the scoring system because it works a little bit differently than what I'm used to. So you can get points all the way from 1st to 15th place. So first place getting 25 points and the 15th place getting 1 point. And the thing that I thought was very interesting when it comes to manufacturer championship, only the highest scoring motorcycle gains points towards the manufacturer or constructor championship. So if the highest scoring bike is, let's say, in 8th place, that means 8 points, and anyone else behind them do not gain points towards the manufacturer championship. So I thought that was very interesting compared to how I'm used to it. And the last thing I wanted to cover with you guys are some regulation changes that are coming up for this 2024 season. I'm not going to cover every single regulation change, but I'm going to cover the few that I came across that I thought were quite significant, with the first being that there is a minimum rider weight of 80 kilograms. If the rider is below 80 kilograms, they have to add half a kilogram for each kilo that they're below the 80 kilograms. So that seems like very confusing, but to break it down very easily, if the rider is 70 kilograms, they have to add 5 kilograms of ballast to their bike to make up that weight difference. However, the maximum of weight that can be added or ballast that can be added is 10 kilograms. Moving on from that, there's also some changes to the fuel capacity in the Superbike World Championship, meaning now there's only 21 liters of fuel available, and 40% of that fuel that they're using throughout the weekend needs to come from non-fossil origin, which I think is very cool because that's supposed to contribute to sustainability in the sport. And the last regulation change that I wanted to bring up is that the way the grid for race 2 is set in all three categories, so in World SSP, World SSP 300, and the World WCR, will be based on the fastest lap set in race 1. And that is everything that you need to know about the Superbike World Championship. Get down in the comments, let me know if I missed anything or who you will be rooting for. And I'll be seeing you guys here tomorrow at the Daily Racing Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye.